we are going to talk about a possible update to the quarterback battle situation. So, speaking of the Nico situation, we had some episodes again a month ago, whenever it was, about hey, now we're looking at Aguilar or Merklinger. Who's going to win this QB battle? Who's going to be our starting quarterback come the start of football season? And Austin, you were telling me that a reporter who is fairly reputable came out and predicted. It's not, as far as we know, it's not an official report. It's just a prediction that Aguilar might get the starting job.
Definitely a prediction. Brent Hubbs, longtime Tennessee reporter, local guy, went on Andy Staples' podcast. Andy Staples works for On Three, and he predicted that Joey Aguilar will take the first snap for the Vols. And he gave football reasons. He said experience. He said he thinks the I think he was trying to say he thinks the ceiling of the offense will be higher with Aguilar because he brings that gunslinger mentality. And all those things I understand. However, he's also more connected to the program than we are, right? He's an insider and he gets practice access and he hears things. So he probably has a little information that Joey Aguilar may be coming in and taking the starting job. I'm surprised by that, Blake. As you know, I predicted that Jake Merklinger will win the job because it just made sense to me, right? He's been here since December 2023. He is the higher rated prospect. He seems like he has the higher ceiling. Really, the only thing Aguilar does have on Merklinger is that starting experience at Appalachia State. So I will be quite surprised if Aguilar ends up winning the job because it's a tough assignment, man. Like we talked about that. It's a tough assignment because he got here less than a month ago. We're talking about how he has apparently he graduated from App State, by the way, while he was enrolled at UCLA. Don't ask me how that worked. Don't know. Don't care. Like that is just ridiculous to me. How are you finishing your App State classes while you're enrolled at UCLA? Uh, basically, like traditional college transfer rules don't apply to athletes. Apparently, they just do not apply. But my point still stands, man. He's only been here for less than a month. He has to learn
Yep.
an entirely new offense after being at UCLA during the springtime, right, and learning their offense as the starter. So you have to come in and learn a completely reset, learn a new offense, which it's a pretty QB friendly offense. So he should be able to pick up on it quickly. But it's still an extremely tough assignment, man, to be able to come into a new team and win the job over a guy who has, again, in my opinion, higher upside and more experience in Heupel's offense. Just doesn't have that starting experience.
Well, and we actually talked about that as a reason that we thought Merklinger would win the job is because of Aguilar and the limited amount of time that he would have to learn the offense, right? Because when we first started talking about Aguilar coming to the Vols after Nico leaves, and then we get Aguilar and essentially a de facto trade, right? I talked about how I think it was the UCLA coach brought up the fact that hey, look, this has happened, but these guys still got to finish out their classes, and UCLA's classes didn't end until later than UT's did, and so
Yeah.
Aguilar's like you're talking about just recently got to campus, and so we're like, man, if he gets here at let's say the start of June and has literally that's 2 months,
Two and
two
a half
months
months.
2.5 months to learn this offense. It's like it seems like or seemed like Merklinger would be the clear cut kind of favorite to win the job again because like you're talking about the higher upside and then just the length of time that he has in Heupel's system. Now, again, caveat is this reporting from quote unquote reporting from Brent Hubbs was a prediction, right? But like you said, he's got the insider information, so I mean, one would assume that he is using his insider information to make that prediction. But I'm like you, man. I'm still surprised that that's the case.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, I think there's definitely. I mean, it would be hard because again, Brent Hubbs is a Vol reporter, right? He's a Vol insider, so it would be pretty tough. for me to believe that there's no information there. Like he has zero information on the practice and how things are going. But at the end of the day, we won't know. It was a prediction. We won't know until really, I think until week 1. I think that's going to be the move. Like we won't. Heupel will probably announce it the week of the Syracuse game. College coaches are very annoying with like releasing lineups. It's like showmanship, but it's also like to the point of just like being actually kind of annoying with how they won't like talk about injuries and things like that. They're just not required to do it like the NFL requires you to do it. So it is going to be interesting. I mean, we're going to keep a pulse on it, man. It's the off season. We got to come up with things to talk about. And like again, this was kind of big news. Again, I mean, it's not like an announcement, but a big time Vol reporter giving his prediction. I think that has some validity to it, man, and it probably means something. And to me, I'm obviously biggest Joey Aguilar fan on the planet right now. Like he's our quarterback, dude. We got to be a fan of him. I just am. I'm still surprised by it though, man. I'm still surprised by it.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. But like you said, we're going to support him, and that was the thing about. I mean, when we talked about the Nico situation, is man, we will support you until death, basically, until you turn your back on us, right? So Aguilar, he's here.
He's our
so
guy.
you know what? If he's my guy, if he's going to be the starter, then so be it. At the end of the day, obviously, it's not necessarily that we want Merklinger to. We just think Merklinger is. We kind of thought that Merklinger would give us the better chance to
Agreed.
win games, but at the end of the day, whoever gives us the better chance, and obviously Heupel is going to have a better assessment of that than me and you sitting in this chair, right?
Yeah.
Talking to the internet. So,
well, I mean, he also got the Joe Milton Hendon Hooker evaluation wrong, but just put that to the side. It's fine. It's fine. We all get it wrong occasionally, but they missed pretty big on that one in 2021. But
in his defense, I think Milton just for whatever reason could not translate.
Yeah, he wowed in practice, man, and he's looked good in the NFL. So Milton definitely has the wow factor, but maybe Aguilar can become that next Andrew Fisher Dog Connect one and done superstar. I definitely wouldn't put my money on that, but maybe. Herb made a really good point in the chat because we were talking about how college coaches are annoying with depth charts and injuries. He talked about the or on depth charts, the quote or. They do that crap all the time. Right tackle, this player or this player, so we just don't know. It's like that's not gonna give you an advantage, in my opinion. It's just like annoying fans and like people who want to know who's gonna be playing. But yeah, that is very annoying.
I think absolutely. Come week 1, to your point, Austin, we're probably going to see, like Herb saying, we're going to see that infamous or, right? In terms of quarterback, it's going to be Joey Aguilar or Jake Merklinger, right?
Or George McIntyre
or George. Yeah, they might hit us with the infamous double or because they've been known to.
We'll start putting guys who aren't even here on campus yet.
Yeah, who knows? Herb says, do they do a QB swap each series in first game? Yeah, we might see something like that. My gut tells me I don't want to see that because I don't think that has historically been effective, or at least that's indicative of, hey, no guy has clearly set himself apart. And so that's worrying. So I hope we don't see that, but who knows? We could see that. And Herb says, go ahead, Austin.
Oh yeah, he was just saying provide each other series and get something on video, which is, we need Merklinger video, right? Like we need Merklinger tape.
Yeah.
There is no Merklinger tape. There's literally none of it out there. So I don't hate the idea. The only thing is, it's tough when we're opening with Syracuse, right? Because Syracuse is coming off a really good season, right?
They're good. Yes,
they're a legitimate contender in the ACC. There's no doubt about that. It's not a like a pushover team that we can just blow by and we can test out our roster. If we were starting with like Chattanooga like we were last year, Blake, then I would absolutely support the series by series thing because like just to see, right? We're just testing it out, testing the waters. But just generally speaking, dude, I like when they make a definitive decision and say, okay, this is the guy. But it's tough because like to Herb's point, it's like you don't even have tape on Merklinger. Like you really don't know what he is in the game. You've seen him in practice, But again, like I'll keep bringing up, like you kind of missed what Hendon, like you saw Hendon in practice, and you decided that wasn't good enough to start, and then Hendon became one of the best QBs to ever play here. So it's like one of those things that's like you can't always trust the practice evaluation. Sometimes you have to get the guy in the system, in the game, see if he's a gamer. Like that's the thing. Like being a gamer is a real thing. And I'm not saying Merklinger is that. I'm just saying we don't know if he is or not. We kind of know what Aguilar is going to bring, right? We know he's going to bring that volatility. He's going to make big plays, which is, I think has been missing in Heupel's offense since Hendon has left. So I think that's going to be an important part of it, but expect more interceptions too. Like Heupel has tended to have QBs not throw a lot of picks. I would expect that to kind of change with Aguilar this next season. Could be wrong. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
We will see indeed. It'll definitely be a pendulum shift from Nico and not being decisive and not wanting to throw the ball to Aguilar slinging it, and then
a gunslinger, but who has a terrible arm. So he has the Brett Favre mentality, but 2015 Peyton Manning's noodle arm. So it's going to be interesting to see how that looks in Heupel's offense.
But we're ride or die, baby.